Hey, it's Clint. I realize, yeah, I just did get off of doing a very long live stream this morning, but I'm doing a regular video here, a short video, because I know that there are many of you that don't watch live streams. You just want the facts in a short video. So that's what I'm doing here. And I love how you boy Zach does those hype videos where he just talks about his book, what's coming and the story and all that jazz. And it is definitely difficult because you get caught up in all of the marketing, advertising, sales, crowdfunding aspect of it that you forget that you're also selling a story, or it's just easy to sort of put that aside. So that's what this is about, is the story. Uh, First off, I got to get this out of the way too. The reason why we're launching this is because the book is finished. So it doesn't really make sense to just have it sitting around when it's finished. This is going to be packaged up and shipped quickly. So that's the plan. I mean, I could refresh this too, by the way. All right. So, wow, that was a nice jump. Thank you, everyone. So with this book, the way that I looked at it is that Downcast 1 and 2 were very much an internship for me. They were me learning how to write comics. And I've been a writer for years, and I've done some self-publishing in novels and that kind of thing. But writing in comics was a little bit, it was new to me because it's very difficult to get into. It can be expensive to really make a finished comic because you got to pay for the art and all that stuff. And so in this case, for the third installment, Submerged, it's me starting a new story arc. And the way that I looked at this was, I am a brand new comic writer that got hired on to this existing property. If I set it up like that, I have the continuity that exists. How would I approach this? And so I approached it from a very fresh angle, starting a new story arc, and it has been really freeing to do it that way. It's been so fun, and I know I always say this, but this really is my best work to date. Cool story. I've got some new characters. The Monstro here. Let me just read you this so you get it. Life is finally normal for Joanne and Jax. The tragedies of their past begin to fade as they each work at new apprenticeships, but their peace is suddenly shattered when a strange diver comes to Strata looking for war with the gods. Joanne and Jax are forced to choose between their new lives or joining the diver in his hunt for false gods, a course that would permanently disrupt the future of humanity. Pretty dramatic, I know, but that's a good way to explain the story. But essentially, we have this character, the Monstro, who is sort of an anti-hero Thor kind of character. That's how I picture him. And he's been essentially wandering the ocean floor for hundreds of years in sort of this mental stupor. And I don't want to spoil things if you're a new reader, but if you eat a piece of this stone, it's going to do things to your mind. So he's coming up, and he's got an attitude to kill some gods. So he is hunting. He's a hunter. I don't want to spoil too much. I also have this new character here, Carver. This is possibly one of my proudest characters. So proud of what I've done with this character, but he is in the first book. His significant other gets thrown out a window to her death. We're kind of exploring a bit here on how that has drastically changed his life and the kind of person he is becoming, the pathway that he's going down. And some of that is, yes, slicing his own face and being happy about it. The art here that Nacho Lazaro did is so cool. It's hard for me to really pinpoint what kind of style it is, but it's one that I truly love. That's one of the reasons I hired Nacho those years ago, was that I really liked his style quite a bit. His style has matured in really good ways. His action has gotten even better. He's actually colored this whole thing. Before we had Damien, who's another colorist who did a great job, but Nacho had a vision of what he wanted to do, and he was able to really work on it here. Here's poor Joanne caught in an elevator with Carver, and I'm going to have a lot of cool story revolving around that. Anyway, so this is essentially new status quo. I'm looking at it like a long-term comic book series and how I would make an awesome comic book series. So that's the goal here. new characters, deeper world. It's going to become more and more epic, and you realize a lot of the things that I wanted to do with Downcast 1 and 2, but didn't really have the space to, because I funded this myself ahead of time, I was able to take time and do what I wanted. Also, got to point this out, All for Owen. You can grab a copy of the novel that I wrote and published in 2011, and that will be, something for you to check out. So you can add it to it. It's, $15, I think, or just get it in a bundle or something. We have a t-shirt with new art by Christian Rossi, just specifically made for a t-shirt, where this is all going to be screen printed. That's why it's in flats. And really, the goal for me is I would love to hit 10,000 as soon as possible, but I'd really love for the first 24 hours to hit somewhere around 12 to 14,000. That would be amazing, and I'm going to work my butt off. And I have got to tell you, I'm grateful for every single cent, every single backer that backs the book. We're already fully funded, so the book is happening at this point, but I do want to get it to be as successful as possible so I can pre-fund Dracula. That's my goal. So thank you very much. Really appreciate everyone that has supported it. Check your emails if you're on the mailing list, and I'll see you in the next video.